Welcome back, everybody. We are here in another best of 3. We did see the end of the previous series as LFY found themselves progressing through to the semi-finals and will be facing their sister team, LGD Gaming, up there. But now we have the rest of the bracket to try and resolve. Invictus Gaming now facing up against Keen Gaming in the Chinese qualifiers for ESL One Hamburg. And game 1 of this best of 3 already starts off pretty interestingly. Earth Spirit, Marana both banned out. Get rid of the Boboka Earth Spirit as AA and Nature's Prophet are removed away from Keen. Keen, they got themselves here through the open qualifier. They defeated For the Dream in the round of 8. Not sure why that says round of 12, but it was definitely 8 teams. And they had some pretty solid drafts. They did like a lot of AA. They loved their Ember Spirit, their Chaos Knight, their Necro, and of course with Venomancer going all the way through that first phase of picks and through, first phase of bans and the first 3 picks, it will be picked up here by Keen. So we've got the Lich and the AA. I'm sure you've seen these heroes in your pubs, so I'm sure you know exactly how cancerous they can be. Remaining. Lich, that lane support, the kind of pseudo-lane dominator, is very good at dealing with off-laners, can be played in the aggressive dual lane role or even dual lane mid if you would prefer to do that. Sacrifice, an amazing tool, but Frost Armor is really where it's at. That deterrent, the extra armor, the attack speed slow, absolutely huge with that Lich's laning prowess. Void taken out, pretty standard when there's Veno, Lich in the game, Chain Frost and Poison Nova. Just add in and amplify so much damage that potentially the Void is missing out on.
10 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban.
Out goes the Shadow Shaman. It looks like we fixed all the problems from earlier, so we're all good for now. IG, of course, without burning anymore, but they do have ZYF, also known as End or Yang or Gaze of Death, he's now called apparently. But this guy was, what, about 2 years ago? Maybe a year and a half ago? ZYF was called the Young Burning or the New Burning. He was meant to be that new carry player that would rise to prominence and replace Burning in IG. Unfortunately, he had a few kind of, poor teams. Didn't really step up to the plate, wasn't really performing as well as maybe people had expected him to, but he has replaced Burning in this team and hopefully will be filling those shoes with vigor. Rest of the team is pretty normal. Keen Gaming are, as you may know, eHome Keen. They just rebranded, dropped the eHome brand, and are now just Keen Gaming. They've got the same old roster as they have had for some time. GGG, Dark, Jiang'an, Rong, and there's one player that I can never remember his name because he just has Chinese characters, is Zhai Jinkai. But Jiang'an is their 4-role player, and he is honestly absolutely disgusting on heroes like Earth Spirit, on Sand King. I would love to see him on one of those here. Sand King is the one remaining out of those two. Earth Spirit, Earthshaker both banned. Away goes the Weaver. As Keen Gaming have set themselves up for a severe lack of stuns and disables, especially single target ones with a Lich and Veno. Don't really have a way to lock down the Weaver, so that's a really solid ban.
10 seconds remaining. 5
Third
seconds
pick
remaining.
for IG.
Dire team pick.
Warlock. That's a hero we've not seen in a long time. Definitely fallen out of fashion with, the rise of heroes like Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition, probably the biggest one. Then you got Lich to add to the list.
10 seconds remaining.
Warlock has kind of been forgotten, left at the wayside, but here going to offer you some really good sustain against the Lich and Veno. The Fatal Bonds with Puck and that Warlock Golem, very good at resetting fights, and you've got the Dream Coil as well to really set up for some big 5-man wombo combos potentially, depending on what your further picks are. And you maybe even consider the Enigma to go into this. Enigma, Warlock, Puck, lots of big AoE magic damage. Also some sustain there if the Enigma goes for something like the mech, the arcanes, the pipe. Can definitely win out in team fights if you go down that direction. You've got the vision from the Night Stalker to play into things as well. Venomancer does have Plague Wards, which can be annoying for Blink Dagger carriers, but you can deal with it. Keen Gaming go back for another vision hero though. Rocket Flare from Clockwork's going to be able to scout out heroes hiding in the trees and the fog, and most importantly, he'll be able to hookshot into heroes like the Warlock and the Puck when they are lurking and looking for those big ultimates, or maybe they're smoked up and hiding somewhere. Hookshot, that great initiation tool, and some solid disable, but also the ability to catch multiple people inside the cogs to allow Chain Frost to unleash its full potential. Now, after Clockwork, what's your plan? You've got the flexible pick in the Puck. Night Stalker could also be offlane /4. More often than not, we do see it in the kind of roaming 4 role with Warlock in the 5. Then Puck mid, maybe the go-to here. You could still go for offlane Puck and play a Drow Ranger lineup if you really want to. Invictus Gaming could definitely go down that direction.
Dire team picked.
They go for the Sven. As we've seen pretty much every game throughout this qualifier, Sven has been second phase picked. I think he's been banned maybe once or twice. But very, very popular hero. Very, very popular. In the first series we didn't see it. We saw it in one of the second series. We didn't see it. Oh, it's actually been banned out a little bit more than I had remembered. It's been today. Today we've seen a lot of Sven. Today we've seen an absolute metric ton of Sven. We've seen a lot of Terrorblade as well, though. While Dragon Knight comes out very good against the Puck, adds in even more pushing pressure. But it's that Dragon Tail with the blink that's able to catch the Puck off guard. Also very tanky up against the Sven. Lots of armor. Makes him naturally resistant to all the physical damage that Sven brings to the table. And he's also, you know, that kind of semi-ranged hero with the dragon form can potentially kite the Sven with Venom's Force Staff, Clockwork Force Staff, maybe a nice little bit of poison here, a bit of Lich Frost there. They can definitely keep the kiting going. And Invictus Gaming currently have themselves lined up for a single core lineup. I think they'll need something a little bit a little bit more up in your face, it feels like. Warlock likes to stand back. Sven can blink forward aggressively, but he'll need someone to be alongside him. Maybe the Night Stalker here. And Puck wants to be that kind of second wave. You often don't want to be jumping straight into the mix as Puck unless you can get a perfect, like, you know, 3-4 man Coil and Waning Rift, and that's fine. But more often than not, you don't want to be jumping in as Puck until, you know, Sven jumps someone, catches them with a stun, tries to kill them. Then the opponents try to save that one person, then they start concaving around a Sven, or they dogpile on a Sven, and that's when you want to jump in with the Puck. You want to be that second wave. Catch as many people as you can.
Invictus Gaming's turn to
Monkey King.
Monkey King for Keen. I do wonder where this is going to go, though. Safe lane Monkey? Is that an off-lane Veno with a Lich? Is this off-lane Monkey King with the Lich? And then Veno sits safe lane all on his lonesome. Clockwork roams around. They do have a fair few options here. We've seen Monkey King kind of transcend away from that 4 role and is more often than not in either the 1 role and safe lane farming, or he's in a 3 role where you've got some kind of aggressive dual lane or some way to secure the Monkey King. At least a little bit of CS. But maybe you can expect here the Monkey to be facing up against the Sven, and you have that matchup. Then you have the Veno against the Darkseer, but that's going to be pretty decent for the Darkseer. With that Surge, there are very few stuns here from Keen that can actually deal with him. We'll find out what they plan on doing, as I'm not entirely sure what names match up to which players. I truly can't remember. IG Darkseer. So that's, I guess that's kind of similar to my my thoughts about the Enigma.
5 seconds
He
remaining.
does bring a lot of wombo combo to the table. He's a big synergy hero. He's able to just bring people together. You've got Vacuum Coil, Vacuum Stormbolt, but I think most importantly, it's going to be the pipe, the mech, the sustain. The items you build on the Darkseer are going to be very, very good. Also the fact that he's going to be able to lane pretty much anywhere here in this game. Very team fight heavy from both teams though. Lots of laning potential. The Lich is going to be a thorn in the side of Invictus Gaming though, depending on where this Lich does go. As we get ourselves into game number 1 of this best of 3, Invictus Gaming against Keen Gaming. Chinese qualifiers for ESL One Hamburg. And away we go. Press all my little buttons. We're off to the races.
Prepare for
So
battle.
Venno, Wraithband, Tangos, looks like... Oh, interesting. Hang on a second. Dragon Knight, yeah. PMS, Bottle, mid DK. Where's the Venno going? And where's the Monkey King going? Because he's saving up for a poor man's shield. This looks like an off-lane Monkey. Maybe the aggressive dual lane is going to come out here with Monkey Lich. Maybe even the Clockwork hanging around in that bottom lane. A little bit of a late smoke there. Not a bad thing by any means. Late smokes means that you can go a little bit deeper into this enemy side of the map with that cover of deceit. So they hide up on the high ground waiting for potentially someone to pop the smoke. Radiant side
30
did get 2
seconds
observer
to
wards down toward this bottom lane, actually looking for potential rotations from the Clockwork, spots out the rune, but also a lane ward here to try and see exactly who is going to be down here. Is it the Monkey Lich? Is it the Venno Lich? Is it just Venno? Is it just Monkey? Who's going to be laning down here? Who's actually going to be here? Monkey King adds a little tree. And they know he's there. They won't contest this rune though. Instead they'll go up towards the north and contest this one. 2 bounty runes per team. Mid lane going to be the DK against the Puck. We've seen that matchup a million times. We know how it goes. It's farm, farm, farm. Try and kill a DK, but it's going to be hard, especially with a PMS up on him. And then mid game comes around with a Blink or Shadow Blade on DK. That instant stun from the melee form, very, very good against the face shift of Puck, because you just stun her up and can't do anything. Already a bit of harass here. Clockwork got up in the face of the Warlock, it looks like. Now takes a bit of a Shadow Word to the back of the head. But it's an aggressive tri-lane. Monkey, Lich, Clockwork, both trying to deal... Well, all 3 of them trying to deal with both of these heroes from the Radiant, the Sven and the Warlock, while top lane, Darkseer against the Venomancer, and mid is going to be the Night Stalker pressuring the DK back, giving this Puck a better time to begin with. But it also means Night Stalker is leeching experience, so Puck is potentially going to start falling behind if you don't get all these denies in. But you can see already, 4 and 3, the 3 denies out from the Puck, exceptionally strong, as somehow Dragon Knight denies one of the range creeps there, and he's got double range creep coming into his tower. This may not have been the best from the Radiant. Dragon Knight, he's only got 1 last hit and 1 deny, but with a poor man's shield, oh, it's going to be rough, isn't it? He has no Quelling Blade, just has to hit these creeps and hope the Puck doesn't deny. Oh, range creep deny. No, not quite, not quite. Not quite there. Clockwork up on the high ground. Found by the Night Stalker bottom lane, a bit of a skirmish there as well. For those of you just joining us, this is Keen Gaming up against IG. Oh, my mistake. I have forgotten to change this. Keen versus IG. There you go. That's my bad, guys. I forgot to change it from the last game. We don't have a ticket for this, so I'm just having to add little team tags to the nice little overlay that we've got. Bottom lane, a bit of aggression here from the Clockwork, forces the war cry from Sven. Very, very rough beginning for him. 2 last hits. Well, Monkey is up there with 7 and 2. So, who exactly do we have? I'm assuming this is GGG on the Monkey King. He's playing the 1 role. I mean, it could be Dark, but I'm not 100% sure. Sad is wrong. Then over on the Clockwork, we have Jiang An. I'm sure I got that right. Yes, Jang An. And in the mid lane, over on the Dragon Knight, the player whose name I always forget, because it is just a Chinese character, it's Zhai Jinkai. Invictus Gaming, pretty much the same roster as we've seen, you know, time and time again. One replacement, Burning Out, and ZYF in. He's now known as Gaze of Death. You may remember him as End or Yang back a year ago or so. He's changed his name a few times. Oh, bottom lane, no cogs. Still level 1 in the Clockwork, so they hold back on the Boundless Strike. A couple of tower hits there, but you're pressuring the Sven, making sure he's not farming. That's fine. The Clockwork loses a bit of HP, but Sven misses out on, you know, a fair number of actual creep blast hits there. So, IG, one roll. We do have this Sven for ZYF being beaten down pretty heavily there by the Monkey King. Q on the Warlock. Mid lane is, of course, OP, playing that puck. And top lane, XXX Darkseer. And Barclaycard playing the Night Stalker. Warlock being pressured. Orb of Venom, Monkey King. 3 stacks up. He can get one more hit in here potentially. Being baited out. A touch there by Q, but should be okay. Clockwork wrapping in for this 4-minute bounty rune. He's going to find it as well. No one here from the Radiant to actually secure it, but I believe they know he's made the wander over there. Oh no, I was fixing something. Venno dies. I do find the Night Stalker in return, but that aggressive move from the Clockwork not going to pay off there as they lose their safe lane hero. Bottom lane, they TP1 down, looking for the Monkey King. Sven is here, moving through to the side shop. But Monkey King might be in a spot of bother here as they've got the Storm Bolt. They'll start things off with the Night Stalker running forward, but he's got too far away. They're going to have to give up on this. There was no stun from the Sven, so unable to actually capitalize there on the Monkey King's positioning too far forward, and the fact that the two supports are both top lane. Sven going for the relatively standard build now, the 1-0-2. Warcry gives you that safety, the ability to chase and catch people. Stormhammer, of course, the catch and kill capability from that spell. Also the fact that you don't really want to be leveling cleave to push out the wave too early on. You can always go back and max cleave now, farm jungle camps and start shoving waves once you're, you know, level 4 to 7. Puck about 2 waves ahead of the Dragon Knight, but that's expected. Dragon Knight, of course, hasn't died yet, just getting experience, getting gold as much as he can, and he's about half a level ahead of the Puck. Thanks to, of course, the Night Stalker starting off up there. Top lane, Darkseer found by the Clockwork.
What time is it? It's killing time.
Good rotations again from Jang An. What's the plan here from IG? Wait for your ultis to come up because they start with a stun. Here comes Sven, the Night Stalker arrives, the silence and the void. Monkey King. He loses a raindrop charge, but he also loses his life. Good turnaround for this safe lane now. Night Stalker makes a couple of good rotations. Sven suddenly has some CS. Still not good. Still 14-3, but he'll catch up. He'll get some stacks for himself and everything will be okay. In the meantime, top lane, Venno on about 2/3 HP. Potentially being run at here with the Iron Shell Night Stalker, but he takes the path all the way up to the northwest, places some wards down, and there, we've spotted him. Night Stalker, you know where he is. Bottom lane, dive in behind tier 1, but jumps into the Clockwork trap, in a cage of his own design, stun back onto the Monkey King, pops a raindrop charge, 2 stacks up of the passive. Monkey King now has the full damage, but can they kill the Sven with a balance strike? They can. Monkey King turns back, hits the puck a couple of times, but that is a puck that is absolutely going to slaughter you with a waning rift and a few more punches. Monkey King, oh, can he jump? Can he jump? No, the damage is there. Double kill for the puck comes through. Sven does die, unfortunately for them, but still a good rotation in from that puck. Finds a number of kills, and the aggressive dive worked out to begin with from Keen Gaming, but in the end, not entirely sure if that was worth it, with 500 gold going the way of the Radiant, 400 of which into the Puck's hands. That's double null heading quickly into the Veil. Clockwork constantly trying to find the Night Stalker, but Night Stalker hiding around these trees will be trapped inside the cogs with a battery assault now. Iron Shell from Darkseer available with a Soul Ring, but Night Stalker has to phase boots and run this one off. Puck will jaunt forward, looking for the damage into the Clockwork. Dream Coil's there, but the TP scroll from Clock. He could go with a sneaky play here, but he's going to be found by the Night Stalker. There's another Void, and they will take him down with a killing spree going to the Puck. That is a beautiful start here for OP. Already, net worth-wise, up to 3.4 thousand. Only superseded here by the Venomancer, 3.6. And pressuring to the tier 1. Getting some damage in and forcing the Glyph as well. Scan in behind the tier 1 bottom lane, looking for the Sven, but he is safely farming the jungle far to the west. Darkseer is very good at pulling creep waves back and doing this kind of thing where you take the aggro off the tower, but not so good at dealing with the Plague Wards, which will constantly be spammed out and create this barrier, which he may not be able to pass. Kina setting up camp in this Radiant jungle though. Lich is scouted. Radiant Observer sees him moving around inside the jungle. He's not as sly as he thinks he is. Dragon form also wears off, so this is going to be time to bail for the Dire team. Monkey King can always jump up on the trees. Interestingly enough, going for this 2-2-2 build. Quite often we see the 2 skills maxed, and then you leave your passive on 1. Keep the Jingu, just one point. What does the second one give you? A bit more bonus damage, a bit more bonus lifesteal, but everything else is the same. Silence here onto the Monkey King, missing all of his attacks. There's the final hit he needed, but turned around on with the Sven stun and the God Strength. Chain Frost bouncing between them with the Boundless Strike, doing a lot of damage. Chain Frost still going through, and Sven's going to drop a hit to the Battery Assault with Clockwork. Puck in a bit of trouble as well. Waning Rift is there with another orb in a couple of seconds, but no, you have to phase shift and turn and burn, but he's stunned and killed. Dragonite found the Dragon Tail, and they're going to dive in for more. The hook shot lands on the DK, but the swiping pass-through from the Clock hits the Warlock. 3 heroes fall, and Keen Gaming, that aggressive play into the Radiant jungle, looked like the Monkey King might be in a spot of bother, but IG fell straight into the trap.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Darkseer nearly has this mech complete though, not too far away. Once that's up, once you have Warlock 6, you know, these are all the things that are going through IG's mind right now. The game's not going particularly well. Sven currently 7th. That's not a good feeling. Dream Coil expended here for the Monkey King as they do pile the damage in. Final strike. Oh, he was silenced for a long time thanks to the night time. And that nice little crippling fear from Night Stalker. Stream Coil down again though, and it's time for Dragon Form to be used to try and push down this tier 1 and maybe pressure the tier 2 just a touch. Sven needs to desperately get back into this farming rhythm, get some GPM, get some gold flowing into his pockets. That's the Dragon Form used for the tier 1 mid. This Clockwork looks to potentially line up a nice little hook shot. But instead, they come back to defend their own tier 1s. Monkey King spots the Warlock. Level 6 now over on Q. But he's already taken 4 hits, and this Monkey King will just strike him down. immediately blown up. Now, Dragon Form still up and running. Night Stalker retreats down to the south. Oh, he's juked them. He's found a little avenue through the little plague board. Spots him. The hook shot lands. There we go. In with the battery assault, but the cogs held until the last second. Nearly enough to keep him in as that Hunter in the Night lets you fly over everything. Urn and Poison Sting, though. Is he going to die to this? You can't deny Poison Sting. He just dies to it. Level 4 Poison Sting kills him off thanks to the Plague Ward getting one hit in. And a good Urn charge from the Clockwork, of course. He's down to 0 now, though. Didn't get the extra 2 charges because, well, he wasn't nearby. Top lane, there's the Golem into the vacuum. Big combo. That's a kill. On the Venno, the highest net worth hero in the game. The Clockwork, sure. Cherry on top. Maybe they can turn this into a tier 1 with a Golem still available. They'll push forward and look for some chip damage. This is the Darkseer with mech complete. It is now done. Warlock needs to be careful though. Don't want to get too ballsy in this lane. They don't have Dream Coil. They don't have Blink on Puck either. So the elusiveness of this hero is not as strong as maybe you'd think. The hook shot not going to land. Warlock sidesteps to the right. Oh, the range of Monkey King barely gets the kill on the Night Stalker. I thought for a second maybe he's flown over the trees just fast enough. Sven farming jungle. He has been scouted by this Dire Observer Ward. They know the Warlock's missing as well. Mid lane, Venno all alone. Puck comes to clear the wave. Lich in trouble. Stunned up here by the Sven. Raindrops again proving to be an absolutely immense tool here. Monkey King has no mana for his ultimate. He's burning to Ion Chill with a vacuum in. They don't have a stun, but they'll die regardless as the Dream Call comes through. Sven is TPing out. He's going to heal at the fountain. They get 2 for nothing. IG in the same space as they lost the 2 heroes about 5 minutes ago. Dragon Form though. Here we go. The turnaround from Keen as they stun the Puck. They're going to take down 2. So no, it's not IG storming forward. It is a 2 for true trade. And as Keen come through and they'll be able to consolidate this and take down an objective. Tier 1 gone already, of course. The Tier 2, maybe they'll look for. With the 2 heroes dead and a potential of a Sven return, it looks like they'll just back up and make sure they don't lose any more casualties. Sven desperately needs this Blink Dagger. He is climbing up and up. He's farming decently, and that teleportation out from the bottom lane fight, very important they didn't die there. Looking to stack another big old ancient camp. Puck should have Blink soon. 600 gold until the Blink is ready. These are all tools that the Radiant need. You know, first they needed their ultimates up. They needed the level 6s. As they do have the full complement of ultimates bar God's Strength ready, but it's the big wombo combo teamfight spells that really we're looking for. Sven needs the Blink, Puck needs the Blink, and Warlock needs to not die, found by the Clockwork. Good Observer Ward again, scouts out the Warlock very deep in this Radiant jungle. Now, all alone though, rest of the Radiant team pushing top tier 1 and they will find it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Also pressuring mid tier 2. Level 2 Dragon Form up on the DK. They really do want to try and force a fight here somehow. Take control of this map. Very few areas for the Sven to farm at this current rate. With the big wombo combo though that we've seen, Invictus Gaming, they're prepping themselves to go in. There's the Darkness. Puck TP's forward, the Blink cancelled. Poison Sting from the Plague Ward's proving to be so annoying. That inevitable nuisance is the slick little play there. Very nicely done. Orb, phase shift. Don't get damaged. then you jaunt, then you blink.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still waiting for this combo from IG, but with nighttime 2 minutes away and no darkness, there really is no chance for them to go for it. Sven is also farming top lane. Blink Dagger nearly ready, but he's scouted. Fire Absorber Ward again, knowing exactly where he is. Monkey King jumps forward. Boundless Strike is there. He might be able to chase this, actually. With another Primal Spring in about 5 seconds' time, the Rocket Flare keeps giving vision. Sven buys the Blink Dagger, though. He's going to jump himself away, and Clockwork might not be aware of this. He throws the hook shot north, assuming he's there, but the call will likely be, hey, guys, he has Blink now. And they will see it very shortly, and Sven will show himself on one of these lanes. 3k lead for the Dire team, but they are a very pressure-based team. They need to keep this rate of farm, but also map pressure and consistent movement forward across the river, or else they can start to lose a bit of a foothold. You know, they make one misstep and this wombo combo team can all of a sudden come swinging back into this game. Sven starts to get farmed, Puck gets up in the levels, gets to some of these talents. That 50 damage talent, the 10% spell amp talent with the Dagon, also very good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very,
Radiant
very scary team fight here from IG.
bottom tower is under attack.
But really only when they're grouped up as 4 or 5. If you're able to catch them when they're strangling around like this, the Warlock, the Sven, maybe the Puck, off to the side on this bottom lane. They're cutting through here and they might find the Warlock. Oh no.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Smoke dissipates, but he has the Shadow Blade to keep himself invis. I'll just pop the Dragon Form and push mid lane. This is where the pressure comes in, forcing the Radiant to come back and try and defend. Darkness used. Nighttime, I think it was about to go nighttime as well, so after darkness it should be still dark. There's a Dark Observer Ward taken immediately out there by the Quelling Blade of the Night Stalker. Tier 2, down to half HP though. 4 heroes of the Dire team sitting concaved around this Dragon Knight as Sven just continues split farming. TP's on, well, TP's ready, it's not on cooldown, TP is off cooldown. So Sven is ready to come into this fight if they start something off that looks sweet. But IG are playing very persistently passive here. Not going in, not overcommitting, not committing at all. They've been engaged to Keen for about 7 years, but IG won't pop the question. Still waiting for that big wombo combo team fight. It's coming, right? It's coming, you can feel it. The Dire are still farming though. Dragonite Veno top the boards. Moving into their big items now. Halberds is what they're aiming for. They'll have 2 of them soon against this Sven. Even though he'll have BKB. 2 halberds, one before and one after. Very, very annoying.
Dire are scanning.
Dragonite doesn't have the blink either, interestingly enough. He didn't go for blink or Shadow Blade. Full pipe. Full frickin' pipe. So the damage dealer here is going to be the Monkey King. You've got the Boundless Strike as the long-range initiation onto heroes like Puck. And then you can maybe follow through with a hook shot, or maybe you hook shot into Boundless Strike, something along those lines. Very, very tanky Dire team though. They need Fatal Bonds maxed out, and yes, he's completely skipped Upheaval. I hadn't been checking on that because we have seen some builds where you max Upheaval or you go for this kind of 0-4-2 build where Upheaval, you get a couple of points against potentially kiteable heroes. We used to see Warlock against Ursa as an example, where you go for 2 points in Upheaval just to try and kite him. But in this game, your wombo combo is so important that Fatal Bonds need to be maxed out, and that's exactly what he's done. Everyone's dodging everyone. 10 to 12. Radiant push mid, Dire push top. The Dire want to take buildings without taking a team fight, and the Radiant want to take a team fight without the Dire taking buildings. So you got this kinda, not stalematey, but really awkward kind of head-to-head, this, you know, tete-a-tete. Just banging heads against each other in the weirdest psychological way, you know. You're not seeing spells being cast and heroes being killed. You're just seeing them kind of posturing and moving around, concaving around the DK. Like, watch here. You literally have a concave around the DK. Everyone's positioned in a perfect spot. Monkey King is now a courier, and then you have a similar kind of thing here for the Radiant. The one hero up on the front lines, which apparently is the Warlock right now. But look at this concave here. They're just mind gaming. They're trying to suck someone in onto the Warlock, the easy target. That's why he was front. That's why he was at the start. They want to draw him in, try and keep him alive a little bit so he can drop the golem, or maybe he, you know, buys back or something to drop the golem. But in the end, the Dire, again, don't want a team fight, so they back up. Well, let's just explain that situation again. So you have the DK who moves forward, and you have this concave which moves forward as 1, 2, 3, 4. So they reposition here, 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 and here, and then you have a new concave with a DK here. If the Warlock gets gone on by the DK and someone else comes, let's say that player comes here, then these players have to shift forward to actually play around this circle. And then you have the Blink Vacuum, you've got the Warlock Golem, and you have this sudden dogpile situation where everyone has collapsed in on one hero, and the concave no longer exists, the spread no longer exists. So the Dire team put themselves in a position where they're going to get comboed, they're going to get hit by the Fatal Bonds, by the Blink Vacuum. So it's such smart play to keep the concave, to keep that kind of positioning intact, so they don't ruin any kind of setup that they've built for themselves. And it's the same thing for the Radiant. They're trying to bait one hero in, and then they have the other heroes positioned in such a way that they're not going to get gone on while this hero's gone on, but they can still collapse in on the team fight, and maybe even go for, you know, a loop play around here. So these three heroes, they collapse onto one, and then the hero that was standing over here can come in and maybe silence one of the people that's collapsing in. I'm gonna drop that now. I think I've explained that to death. Dire team, smoke time. Go and make something happen, because the Radiant, they're coming straight for you. They've got Blink BKB. Sven is ready to fight. They're going to go up high ground. There's the Blink Vacuum in with the wall. Sun is there. Venom caught. He's full staff back, but the Ghost Strength is there. Oh, they pop the Shrine, but it's not going to be enough. The Cogs trap the Sven inside. Maybe it is. The Venom still alive, but they got the Golem. There it is. Down to the Monkey King, dropping low as well. The DK still alive. They kill the Darks here. And I think that's it for the Dire team. They get comboed off the freaking map. A triple kill for the puck. And all thanks to this Darks here with a Blink Vacuum play of the gods. One Radiant Observer Ward, one Radiant Sentry, the vision they required, and that's the smoke play we've been waiting for 25 minutes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's
Now,
top tower.
when you get wiped like this as a pressure team, you are very sad when every single one of your lanes is pushing into these tier 3s. TP to Shrine, try and make a fight happen, catch someone, one of the stragglers maybe. Puck, not who you want to be going for, pretty much has the Lincolns completed.
I take that.
So now, Dragon Knight no longer has the free access to the stun on the Puck. That pretty much is the only single target spell Puck cares about. So I'll go into the Roshan now. But yeah, back to what I was saying with a team that wants to be pressuring. Venomancer is a very specific hero in what he wants to do when it comes to mid game. You either want to be split pushing a lane and just just keep on shoving and shoving and shoving, or when you're trying to take tier 1s and tier 2s, you want to be making a bunker of wards for the rest of your team to be protected while you're pushing as well. As soon as your lanes are shoved into your face and towards your tier 3s, you don't have that capability anymore. So you have to fall back, you have to reset. Taking Roshan here is a huge bonus for them, because now they can look for a team fight even into the combo of IG. No chaotic offering ready. So they will back up. Retreating as quickly as they can. The hook shot, it's coming in from the west. If they can get a bit of vision here onto the Warlock, they can kill him, but the hook shot misses. Force staff TP, Bound Strike will cancel. Actually catches the puck in the back end as well. I don't think they know, so puck starts to TP in. Yeah, puck's fine.
As I go.
Now with Aegis, Dire team feel a little bit safer walking into that team fight of IG.
Jackpot.
This Night Stalker lurking around in the back though. 2 observables already down, giving him some vision. 3 in fact if you count this one up here where they've cleared the trees. But Venomancer can start playing his game properly now. Night Stalker trying to snipe the courier. Oh, he'll find it. Force staff TP. Ooh, they've got no stuns nearby. He's actually out of there. Puck with Lincolns. So DK can pop the Lincolns with Halberd, but by the time you do that, the puck is likely going to have already gone, but having used Phase Shift, Orb, and Blink, this puck's in some trouble. Lincoln's has been popped. There's the Boundless Strike, stun in with a Chain Frost as well. That's an easy kill onto OP. Still leading in net worth though. Dead for a minute. Actually gone for a Halberd himself to deal with the Monkey King, it looks like. Diffusal Blade, Shadow Blade. Double Blade Monkey. Definitely something that you have to worry about. As the regen pop from the Dragon Knight gets his Dragon form going. Actually, did he get... Didn't get hit by the... He did get hit by the Void there. Still healing up nicely. He's so tanky. Drums, Pipe, Halberd means he's got 2,500 HP. What was it? Wait, hang on a sec. Let's have a look. Magic resist, 52%. Monkey King, fake pops the ulti to force down forward. There's the Sven. Comes on through onto the Dragon Knight, but the Monkey King ult is going to be able to show him back a little bit. With the hook shot forward, Sven's being kited, vacuum back. Where's the combo? They need to cast more spells. But they're holding on to them, waiting for the puck to respawn. The racks are falling as the tier 3's already dead. Where's the puck? You waiting. Fatal Bonds, there we go. OP needs to line this one up. Needs a big Dream Coil, they need a Chaotic Offering to fall as well. There's a nice illusion from the Dragon Knight. Dream Coil in, Chaotic Offering down as well. Not enough damage just yet. He's the only one caught inside. His Aegis not even going to pop just yet. IG, they're losing this fight. The Chain Frost bounces back in between them onto the Warlock, into the Golem, back to the Warlock again, and he's force staffed into death. 5 heroes alive for the Dire team, still holding Aegis, looking to take down this lane of barracks, and it looks like they surely will. Dragon Knight pushes on forward. Radiant don't have anything left in the tank. Their entire team fight arsenal, every single spell they had at their disposal was thrown into the mix there, and the Dire simply would not die. Again, perfect positioning, Dragon Knight front lines, everyone behind. We've described this already. Keen are just playing crisp, clean Dota. Not overcommitting, they know their limits, but they also know the limits of the enemy team. They know they need to get a 3-4-man vacuum combo with the rest of the spells on top, not just one man. They can't just have a one-man Dream Coil. That's why they're having these kind of 1 or 2 people standing up on the front lines, offset from each other. And the Dire really taking advantage of this now, smoking forward. Their fake back is real. Night Stalker trying to search for them as they potentially should have fallen back this far. Maybe now they'll know. Radiant very passively sitting in their bases. OP pushes top lane with the puck. TP back now with the boots of travel and is ready to do so. Bobaka's hunting. Bobaka's searching for them, but he can't find anyone just yet. Here we go. Dragon Knight No BKB, of course. The vacuum combo, 1 to 2. The Aegis expires. The vacuum wall is there, but the Monkey King ult equally thrown out as well. There's no Veno, Poison, Nova, so Monkey King is getting swiped down, but it's Invis. The orb, no, it misses out. There's no winning rift either. They can maybe blink forward and look for him. Go on, OP, try and find him. The dust is thrown, but it's not going to catch the Monkey. He survives on barely any HP, but they do find the other 4 heroes. They'll kill the Dragon Knight slowly but surely. He will be brought down to his knees. Halberd, pipe, and drums, be gone with you, you tanky bastard. Get to your grave. Monkey King gonna be counting his lucky stars that he survived. But the Radiant, that is the wombo combo gone. That's all their spells on cooldown now. And with a Dire respawning in, well, 15 seconds for 3 of them, but 45 for the Dragon Knight as he was a late bloomer. I'll be able to run down another lane, potentially set up another bunker of Plague Wards and look for another lane of Rags. What's Monkey King up to now? BKB is 1,000 gold away. 19 to 16. A kill score. The net worth advantage. Radiant team are technically, by the metrics, in the lead. But if you look at the map, they are 1 melee racks down.
Arms for the dead.
Puck's starting to build into the Dagons now, though. Talent has been acquired. 10% spell amplification. Really does help out with all of that magic damage. Even through the pipe. But more importantly, pre-BKB, if we're able to catch someone like the Monkey King, before that BKB, Puck can nuke them down from 100 to about 1/3 of his life in a split second. Oh, hello. Who have they got here? Venomancer blinked upon. There's the Dream Coil after the full staff, though. Dagon with the ult forward. It's a lot of damage, but the pipe is popped. In they come. Trying to chase the Veno. The vacuum in with the stun. The combo! Sven cleaves them in twain. The Dragon Knight tries to sprint away. The DK, can he get away? The full staff up onto the high ground. One more hit is all they need. The misses from the Sven. The hook shot out. The Venomancer now dealing with the Night Stalker. He's going to flap himself over the cliff there. And now it's time to bail. The Radiant, they can't stick around for too long inside this dire base. They have brought back one. They'll lose their Puck. The Venomancer was the one to return with that buyback as the Night Stalker falls to the poison tick damage, it looks like. With 2 heroes, no buyback now for IG. Time to run down this lane. Keen, they taste blood in the water. They want to come and finish this game. Bottom lane, tier 3, very nearly dead as well. With the lane pushing in, this is a perfect opportunity for them. The Golem, unfortunately, cannot split push as well as he would have liked. This is going to be another lane, potentially. Tier 3 falling. Puck. Oh, literally no buyback. 30 seconds until you have your Puck back at all. And with no combo here, IG look like they are in a lot of trouble. There goes the melee. Here goes the ranged. And mid lane has already been cleaned up as well. 2 full lanes removed from IG's base. And Roshan, you guessed it, the big man's back up. What are we looking like for cooldowns? 80 seconds. Chaotic Offering. Dream Coil ready. 9 seconds for Vac Wall. Sven also ready. So the one spell they're missing, Chaotic Offering. But as long as they have Fatal Bonds and a Vacuum Stormbolt, everything's fine, to be perfectly honest. They just need to be able to push out these lanes to contest the Roshan. And they might be able to do this. The damage output of the Dire isn't that amazing. It looks like it'll be good enough to finish this Roshan. As the medallion comes through, reduces his armor. It's a solar crest, in fact. Roshan, oh, this might be close, actually. Radiant, they're sprinting forward. The cogs are there, trying to block the path. Roshan, yeah, he's only half HP. The Dire don't get the job done. In comes the Night Stalker, looking to flap over into the pit. Getting a bit of vision here. Boboka. Boboka. Who's he going to look for? Who's he going to find? If the Radiant have another smoke, they better use it, but I don't think they do. Now it'll be that awkward standoff. Across the river, both teams eyeing up Roshan, but the Radiant, they're going to be the ones that have to fall back. Bot lane pushing in. Mid lane, they're trying to keep the status quo here, but it's such a difficult task. The Dire are inevitably going to get the advantage in this one. Someone needs to come back and defend bottom lane, and it has to. Right, Puck. Puck is going. Puck can clear this wave, and then Boots of travel towards the mid lane, as long as they keep the mid lane pushed in towards this river area. Monkey King. Does he see the Night Stalker? I don't think he did there, actually. No, he doesn't see anything at all from this tree. Whereas there's a Radiant Observer Ward watching him hop over and over again. Puck sticks around bottom lane, looking to just try and clear one extra wave, potentially, as Monkey goes up towards top. Taking that out while the rest of his team still stuck around this Roshan area. Not even sure what to do in this situation, honestly. If you smoke up, it becomes very obvious. Wards are probably better, observer wards anyway, from the Radiant, but this Dire move to take Shrine is pretty sneaky. Very hard for them to get up here. Vacuum there onto the Dragon Knight, but this is really a very awkward fight. Sven comes in. They have to commit. They have to go through with this. The BKB from Sven. There's the chaotic offering. The Puck jumps forward, but the Chain Frost starts to bounce. The damage starts to get dealt with the Venno. The Poison Nova's been launched. He spits all over them. Out they run. Time to retreat. The Puck dies, and I think the Sven might just be falling as well. Gale and Nova. Oh, he's ticking before he TPs, is he? No, barely. Back to the frickin' fountain. Buys a cloak and sells it as well. ZYF. That's a godlike play, but I don't know if it's enough. Puck with no buyback. Yeah, 84 gold required. That was not a fight they should have taken. XXS made the call that he was going to go with a vacuum wall. Only catching the DK is not what you need. Third lane. There's Vacuum into stun, but this is not enough damage against this Dragon Knight, who is absolutely impermeable. Assault Cuirass adds even more armor to his arsenal, and now Sven, diffused up, slowed with the Purge. Upheaval does slow down the Dire team a touch as they push into this lane of melee racks. Should be an inevitability, though, as time goes on. Can reset a little bit, get the Plague Walls to stack up. As Clockwork wanders himself over, but he spotted a DD rune here. And they finally fall back to Roshan, which never died in that space of like 5 or 6 minutes where both teams were dancing around the Roshan pit. So Aegis, Cheese, Monkey, DK, pick one up a piece. Now the hook shot forward, they have vision of this area. Night Stalker, he can't fly over the trees, but he can force staff forward. The trouble is the Diffusal Blade is here from the Monkey King, still holding the double damage rune, which brings the end to the night. Chaotic offering, 35 seconds. But again, Sven Puck Dogs here. They are already last chance saloon for IG in game number 1 of this best of 3. Start things off with a Veil and a poke from the Orb. Again, good positioning here from Keen. Very, very offset from the Dragon Knight. Sven ulti stuns in onto DK. There's the Monkey King popping his BKB, and he throws out his ulti, but Sven mans up and stands to fight. Monkey King goes back invis. holds back a little bit, but Sven's ulti's wearing off. His BKB's done. He's got nothing left in the tank except a blink and a stun. There we go. Aegis top of the cheese, equally eaten as well, with the dogs here dying. And this Dire team surviving. I don't think IG can really do too much. Sven is gone for 80 seconds, and a full lane of Rack has gone top lane. That's Megas. That's GG. IG tap out and say, well played. Keen Gaming take game number 1 in this best of 3 against IG. In pretty convincing fashion, honestly. Great draft, great play around the teamfight combo of the Radiant here. Just very clean, crisp Dota 2. Very, very well played. IG a little bit lackluster, I've got to say, though. A few missed calls, but like missed calls are very apparent when you have a wombo combo lineup. You know, you see a blink vacuum on one guy, and you're like, well, why did he do that? Because he's seen 3 heroes there, and he's made the call to go. The 3 heroes, they separate, and he's like, well, shit, I'm in. Like that fight around the top shrine, they had to commit. You saw the Sven kind of stutter step after he'd popped his ulti. He thought about turning around, but the call was there. It's like, we're in, we're in. Once you commit, you are fully committed as that wombo combo lineup. You don't really have the guerrilla tactics. You don't have the back and forth that maybe you require. So I think a bit of a draft advantage to Keen. Definitely Keen outplayed IG as well in this game. But coming up soon is going to be game number 2. A different game, a different draft. And we'll find out who the victor is going to be. Keen, 1 game away from getting to the semi-finals of the ESL One Hamburg qualifiers. And IG, 1 game from dropping out, but potentially 2 games from swinging things back their direction. We'll take a short break. See you guys in a little bit.